Hello everyone, welcome to Wicked West Books. My name is Meg West. This is Kestrel, and today we are going to be talking about Dark and Shallow Lies by Jenny Meyer Sane. Dark and Shallow Lies is a young adult paranormal thriller. It is a genre that I don't have a lot of practice in. I haven't read a lot of books like this, so keep that in mind that I don't have a lot of experience in this genre as I review this book. I think that's something that I need to fix. In this book, we follow our main character, Gray, who was born to a family of clairvoyants in a town that houses clairvoyants. This town is La Cache, Louisiana. It is a town that has a population of 106 people, and everyone has a secret. Gray doesn't live full-time in La Cache. She only spends the summer there, living with her grandmother, and lives with her father the rest of the year, which means that she knows very few of the secrets and truths that this town is hiding. One night she gets a phone call that her best friend, her twin from another mother, is missing. So when she goes back to La Cache for the summer, her 17th summer, her only goal is to find out what happened to Alora. And in trying to answer this question, she uncovers so many others. I have to be honest, I gave this book a 10 out of 10 stars. I'm going to try and not give any kind of spoilers in this review because I want you to be able to read it yourself and make your own opinions and just feel the pull towards the end of the book and trying to figure out what happens. Probably one of my favorite parts about this book was the characters. I believed every single one of them. They all had depth to them. They were not shallow. And honestly, I would have loved to know about some of the other background characters more. If this book had a sequel, I would want it, even if it wasn't a paranormal thriller, because I'm not sure how you can fit another paranormal thriller into these characters after the events of this book, but I'd be willing to read it if it happened. The entire point of view is from Gray, and like I said, she doesn't live there full time, so she doesn't know everything that's going on. All of the characters are keeping things from her, trying to protect her, and she's keeping things from them, trying to protect them, and it's hard to solve a mystery if no one is talking. There is a set of twins in here that I would really love to get to know more about, and we have one of our suspects, who is Case. Case is the missing girl's boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend? It's kind of unsure at the beginning of the book just how together they actually were, which is yet another question. And I loved him. He had the thickest Cajun accent, and it was written on the page, and if for no other reason, I would have loved him for that Cajun accent. You also have Hart, who is the boy that our main character, Gray, has had a crush on her entire life. Hart, his ability is that he is an empath. He can literally feel what the people around him are feeling, and touch makes those feelings even more intense. There is the character Evie, who is clairaudient. She can hear the dead. They speak to her. And she has an obsession with wind chimes throughout the book. Our main character, Gray, is just starting to get into her psychic powers, and she's starting to have visions of the night that her best friend disappeared. It is a fantastic atmosphere that takes place a couple hours south of New Orleans, and one of my absolute favorite things is that the symbology that's used throughout this is absolutely gorgeous. At one point, our main character gets a deck of tarot, and so you get to use that kind of symbology throughout the books because it's Louisiana. And there is a thing with wood rot that I absolutely adored. It might have been hit you over the head with it kind of symbology. I still absolutely adored it. And eventually we meet a stranger out on the bayou who may or may not have had something to do with the night that Alora disappeared. And through him, we can also learn about the death of another set of twins in this book, which happened 13 years ago. I had so many questions when I was reading this book, so many questions. There is like a laundry list of questions that I had, and every single one of them gets answered by the end of the book in a very satisfying way to me. The writing wasn't my favorite writing, but it still made me really feel that the characters were alive and feeling their feelings and going through things, and really the characters just had so much depth to them that I really fell in love with this book, and is one of the ones that I would say is pretty high up on my favorite books list now. Jenny Meyer-Sain is going to be doing a book signing in my town in like a month, and I'm going to be there. I read this book because she was coming, and I wanted to see if it was a book signing that I would be willing to go to, and it absolutely is. I think her paranormal thrillers are going to be something that I just continue to enjoy to read, and I look forward to them. Because I read this book in one sitting. I could not put it down. I wanted to download the answers to all of my questions into my brain because they were just... The mystery part of this thriller was so well written in trying to find out exactly who the bad guy is, with like almost zero adult presence throughout the book. It was a really good time. I really enjoyed it. And honestly, other than asking you to read this book, I don't know what else I can say about it without spoiling things, and this is a spoiler-free review. I do have my Goodreads linked down below where I went over my CAWPILE for this book, and it's a little bit more cohesive on my thoughts about it. But the characters, the atmosphere, the way that all of the questions get answered at the end, the way that the atmosphere is used as like an extra character within the story and plot line. I loved this book so much, and I hope you do too. If you have read this book, please let me know down below your thoughts about it, because I'm genuinely curious to see what other people think about this book. And now I need to get my hands on a couple more. It's a short video this week. I have a very busy work week, but I wanted to get that in there and talk about this book a little bit because, like I said, I read it in one sitting. I sat down yesterday to read this book, and then I couldn't stop. I could not stop. And I am thrilled to have this book signed, and I am going to go get 2 more signed books by her in about a month because she's got 2 more books that are out, and I look forward to reading them too. So that's going to be it for this book. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. I really am trying to just grow and be consistent with my posting, and I enjoy knowing that there are people out there watching. Have a wicked day.